UFC 279, Chimaev versus Diaz takes place this weekend. And I'm going to go through the full card predictions, full card breakdown, and in detail predictions. Starting with not the best pay-per-view. It isn't the best pay-per-view, but it's reasonable since they added Kevin Holland, Daniel Rodriguez, and Liang versus Tony Ferguson on short notice. It's a great card. Not the greatest, but it's a reasonable, acceptable card. Starting with the early prelim opener of Darian Weeks versus Johan Lainesse. I'm going to have to side Lainesse here over Weeks. I like Weeks. I think he's good, but I just don't think... I think he's good, Darian Weeks. He just never shows it. Like, he looks... I know he's taking on tough tests and tough challenges in Ian Gary and Brian Barberena. And he actually didn't even look that bad against Brian Barberena. It could have been a close fight. I thought Barberena won with the leg kicks here, which are going to be a big problem. Ian Gary was able to chop the leg, kind of out jab, outbox Darian Weeks at some moments, but he just doesn't do anything. Like, yeah, he looks like he looks like a defensive guy. He has good defense here and there, good boxing defense here and there. I just don't think he's that good. Like, I don't see him doing much here. I don't see him out grappling Johan Lainesse here. Lainesse is a big guy, not a tall guy, but he's 6'1", which isn't bad, you know. And he's a big, he's a muscled guy, fast twitch guy that can light you out. I don't see him KOing Darian Weeks here. He's kind of tough, Darian Weeks. He took a big shot from Ian Gary. I think, to be honest here, he didn't even look good against Ian Gary. I thought he could have lost every round, if I'm honest with you. A lot of people scored that for Gary. I don't think you can score that for Weeks whatsoever. Even if it was close, you can't give Weeks that fight. So I do believe Weeks. I think people kind of discredit Gary in that fight because Weeks was tough and he couldn't put away a bad bottom feeder fighter in Darian Weeks. But Johan, he's not that good. Like, he KO'd Justin Burlinson on the Contender Series, which was good. He did lose to Gabe Green, but I think that was kind of like, alright. He was looking good early. Gabe Green's kind of tough. Even Gabe Green took a beat down against Ian Gary himself, but survived to a decision. But Johan kind of gassed out in that fight, and if he didn't gas, I really do believe he probably would have won that fight. I don't see it going well here. Both guys taking on short notice versus each other. I think they both had separate opponents. Johan was supposed to fight Miguel Baeza, and Darian Weeks was supposed to fight Cedric Doumbé. I think Johan's going to edge him out here with kicks. I think he's more... Even if he's not that good, I really do believe that he'll just out-kick and just do a little bit more than Darian Weeks, who's just kind of terrified, it looks like, in there. He's good. He looks like he's good defensively, but like offensively, he doesn't do much. You know, if he was in a title fight, he'd be the type of guy to just not do anything. Let's be real. And kind of like... I just don't trust him. Don't see him KOing Lainesse as well. I don't see Lainesse out-grappling him, so I think it'll be a stand-up fight where Lainesse just does it barely a little bit more. Wins himself a 29-28 decision. 30-27 I'm going to go with. Moving on, up the card. I was on that fight for freaking 3 minutes, but I don't care. Elise Reed versus Melissa Martinez. Melissa Martinez, I'm going to go with here. She's kind of a KO artist. I looked at her record earlier. She is kind of a KO artist. And she did go to a split decision with Desiree Yanez. But she's good. You know, she KO'd the girl with a knee to the head and punches, body kick and punches. She's a good fighter overall. Now, Reed is alright on the feet. McKenna couldn't do much to her. But yet again, McKenna, I know that's a good win. I think McKenna, again, that was a close fight against McKenna, first off. But that was in England. That was in London, for UFC Fight Night London. I think the moment kind of got up to McKenna, and Elise Reed was there, American underdog. And it kind of was one of those nights. But Sam Hughes beat her. Sijara Eubanks beat her. You know, not the best of opponents, let's be real. I think Martinez will try to go for an early KO. Not get it, but it'll work out for her. And she'll rely on grappling or striking from range. I'm going to go with her grappling Elise Reed. I don't see Reed out grappling her. Maybe this is one of... You never know. I mean, last weekend, Stephanie Yeager beat Aylin Perez making her debut, so this could be one of them. But I think Reed's going to lose. I don't think she's that good. And Martinez was supposed to fight Hannah Cyphers. Reed taking a short notice as well. Moving on up the card. Chad and Helligar versus Healy Alateng. 50-50, if I'm honest with you. But I am going to lean... I'm going to lean the favorite here in Healy Alateng. I like Chad and Helligar. I think he's a good fighter, Chad and Helligar. And Helligar. I just don't think he's going to be good enough to beat Healy Alateng, who's going to have a reach advantage here, and who's coming off a first-round KO win. I think he's good. I really do believe he's a good fighter. Like, he beat Kevin Kroom easily. No one really does that to Kevin Kroom. I mean, I'll go to Kevin Kroom's record right now. Like, not much people have actually just beaten him like that. And yeah, not anyone since Kamala Kirk in the first round by triangle choke. That was a good win over what's his name? Kevin Kroom. Alright. That was good. That was a good win over Kevin Kroom. Like, he KO'd him. Yeah, he went to a draw with Gustavo Lopez and he lost to Casey Kenny, but Casey Kenny's decent in that division. Shouldn't be going to draws with Gustavo Lopez. But I think since then he's improved. I think he'll go out there and get it done. He's trained at Fight Ready as well. Like, he beat Dana Baccarel, which isn't looking too great, but it's still Dana Baccarel. I'm going to pick him to... I'll pick him to go out there and beat Chad and Helligar. Helligar's good, yeah, but Jesse Strader had a tough fight with him as well, and Jesse Strader isn't that good. I'm going to be going with... he did beat Brady Highstan. Whatever the guy's name is, Brady Highstan. But yeah, I'm not gonna go Chad and Helligar. He's older as well, 35. I just don't see him. I don't see this one going well. Don't see it. I'm gonna go with Healy Alateng getting this one done. 29-28 decision. Just adding the bigger shots at range and the heavier shots. Moving on up the card. Norma Dumont versus Danielle Wolfe. I don't know why Danielle Wolfe's in the UFC. I mean, I looked at her. Maybe she could be maybe something. And she was apparently a boxer. Going into MMA, but I looked at her age. Few more days until she's 39. Which is pathetic to me, man. Like, this is so stupid. Why is she coming out? Why is she coming here now? Like, I understand last year she was supposed to fight Felicia Spencer. But I don't care. Like, why on earth is she fighting Norma Dumont now? It makes no sense to me, but I guess the UFC thinks she's hot. I mean, she's 27-14 as a boxing professional, which isn't bad, but I mean, ain't the greatest of record, let's be real. I think Norma Dumont can out-grapple her. I think Norma Dumont knows she can grapple here. She was looking decent against Aspen Ladd. Nothing against Aspen Ladd. Nothing against Felicia Spencer. I think she'll just use her grappling to get the job done. It's risky. Maybe Wolfe can pull up a KO. I mean, she is a boxer overall, but how good are we going to see that? Let's be real. She might just swing like an idiot out there. But, Megan Anderson did KO her, but I think since then she's learned a lesson. I mean, she did lose to Chiasson. It's worrying with Dumont, because she does get clipped here and there. Her defensive and her boxing defense isn't the best, but her offense isn't bad as well. Like, she's actually a technical boxer here and there. Like, she has some fundamentals, and I just don't see Danielle Wolfe winning this one. And I don't think she'll have any subs off her back. I mean, maybe she'll have a guillotine here and there, but other than that, I just don't see Norma Dumont losing this. She could get KO'd, but I'm gonna go Dumont grappling fest for 3 rounds. Moving on up the card, Jake Collier versus Chris Barnett. I like Chris Barnett not to win this fight. I don't think he'll win, but man, I like Chris Barnett. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's a very good fighter, Chris Barnett. I like Chris Barnett. I really do. I just don't see him winning this. I just don't see Chris Barnett winning this. Jake Collier is a good fighter. Like, he's actually really good. Like, he's 33 years old, I understand, but he won against Arlovsky. I thought he could have won that 3-0, maybe 2-1. Maybe 2-1, honestly, but I mean, he either way clearly beat Andrei Arlovski. Like, that was a complete robbery. I don't know how Arlovski completely won that fight. Like, I understand Arlovski's a legend, and I'll go with him every time if there's something, like, going against him, but I'll go against him here. Jake Collier clearly won that fight. And he's good. Like, Chase Sherman's looking good now. Just beat Jared Vanderaa. Looking good himself. So, Chase Sherman's not out in the mix completely. And I thought he could have won against Felipe as well. Like, that was a close fight. But Felipe, closer fight than the Arlovski one, I'll get you that. But good beating Felipe. So, the real person that actually beat him is that Tom Aspinall, which isn't a bad loss. I just don't like Barnett here, man. He'll get outstruck. Yeah, he landed the wheel kick against John Volante, but let's be real again. I mean, John Volante, like, he was arguably losing to John Volante in the first place, and it's John Volante, for God's sake. It's not like he KO'd, like, a phenom killer prospect coming up. It was an old, not in the best shape John Volante who was going to retire after the fight regardless. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it was his last fight, I think. I think it was planned as well. Barnett, 36. He's old. I just don't see him getting it done. And I think they beat Collier by finish. I don't see... Like, yeah, he can land that wheel kick, but I think Collier will be prepared. I think he wants to make a career out of himself, make some money. I don't see Barnett. He doesn't have much punch power as well. So I think to beat Collier by KO, I think he'd have to, like, one-punch him down. I just don't see it going well for Barnett. I think he'll gas. I might go late rounds finish for Collier, honestly. I think he can go out there and body shot Chris Barnett in and just body shot him like he gassed against Rothwell. Short notice, I understand that was a short notice bout, but I just Martin Buday lost his last fight to Lucas Bereski. It was a robbery. Even if you think Buday won, he still made it close, and Buday kind of dominated Barnett. So yeah, I think Barnett's gonna lose. Yeah, I don't even mind late round finish, but I'm going Collier. Moving on up the card, Jamie Pickett versus Dennis Tuliulian. I don't want Tuliulian, but I'm gonna go Jamie Pickett. I just because his last name's Pickett, but that's not why I'm picking him. I actually genuinely believe he's gonna win this one. I just think Pickett's good enough to win. Like, yeah, he lost to his last fight to someone. He lost it to Kyle Dawkins. Yeah, he lost that one, but things happen. You know, you get caught with a dart choke here and there, and it was at the end of the round. But yeah, he got caught with it. Things happen, but he beat Joseph Holmes. You know, he beat Laureano Staropoli. He beat good guys. You know, Joseph Holmes is looking good now. He just beat Alan Amadovsky. And he beat both of them. Like, he can win fights in there. Yeah, he lost to Jordan Wright and Toppin and Chukwi, which aren't aging well at all. But he went to a close decision with Punelli Soriano in the Contender Series, 2019. You know, a little bit back now. You know, I think he's good enough to win. I really do. Tennessee, I think he will win. Tuliulian is just not that good. And yeah, Alishkab Kizrai beat him. And I'm going to probably go for like not a finish, but maybe a decision win for Jamie Pickett. Yeah, I think he'll get a decision. Big close fight, 29-28, Jamie Pickett. Moving on up the card. We're going to move on up the card. Jailton Almeida versus Anton Turkalj. I'm going to go Jailton Almeida. I think he's a lock on this card. Anton Turkalj, I know his name. I recognize this guy. I think he was on someone's record. Alexander Gustafsson? Is that where he was from? I think it was. But he's from someone's record. He's Swedish, so maybe he was supposed to fight. Who would he beat? Contender Series he was on. I don't know where he was from. I don't care. But he had a good win on Contender Series. Now he's getting signed on short notice. I don't know. I just don't see him winning. I don't see him winning this at all. I think Jailton Almeida is completely a monster. And he destroyed Parker Porter like nothing. Like nothing. It was an impressive win. Like, he destroyed him like nothing. You know? Destroyed him like nothing. And Parker Porter's pretty good in that division. He was supposed to fight Chimaev. Happy he's not fighting Chimaev. I mean, it would have been good for him because he's 31. But I just don't see Turkalj winning this. I really don't. Like, yeah, he's tall. He is taller here, and I think he reached disadvantage, but a height advantage for him. And you could cash him here. You could get a KO, but I'm not gonna pick him to win. I mean, he has more so rear naked chokes on his record. Yeah, sure, he can spinny back fist Almeida out cold, but I doubt it. He's 26 though, so maybe he can be something. But 31 years old for Almeida. Almeida on the feet will be risky, but on the ground, I think he'll do his work and get a first round rear naked choke. This will test him though. Maybe his chin's bad, maybe his cardio's bad, but overall, I think his grappling will be good. Moving on up the card. What's moving on? Hakeem Dawodu versus Julian Erosa. Okay, this is an interesting one. I'm going to go Hakeem Dawodu. I think Julian Erosa's good, but I just don't see him out grappling. I don't see him out grappling Hakeem Dawodu here. I just don't trust Erosa winning this one, man. I really don't. Like, he went to a close decision against Steven Peterson. Really close decision. Oh my god, I moved my phone by accident. Really close decision. Like, yeah, he won it. Pretty clear. But still, very close. Not a good sign. Not a good sign at all, man. I just don't see him going out there and just winning. Like, yeah, he put away Landwehr. That's a good win, Landwehr. But now we know Sean Woodson's not that great. Just would draw off Luis Aldana, where he arguably lost. Luis Aldana. You know? And yeah, he beat Jordan, but we just seen yesterday, Jordan lost to Nathaniel Wood. So his best win, arguably, is Nate Landwehr. And Sang-Woo Choi that loss ain't looking too well. So I think I'm going to go Dawodu here. Decision. I just don't trust, I think he'll go out there and get a decision. I just don't trust Erosa. Yeah, Hakeem Dawodu lost to Movsar Evloev, but it's Evloev. Take that. That's not a bad loss. And he looked good in the third round there as well. I don't see Erosa out grappling him. Erosa's good, like, not offensively, but, like, he's good when people take him down. He can go for a Darce, but I think Erosa's going to have to hurt Dawodu on the feet. I don't see that happening. Dawodu's good. Dawodu's very good, and I can see him getting a decision win here. 30-20, 29-28. But Mike Trizano ain't looking too good, but they're about to go. That's a good Adrian win. Same with Julio Arce. Yeah. He did get subbed by guillotine to Danny Henry, but that was then. So unless Rosa gets a sub, I don't see Dawodu losing. 29-28, Hakeem Dawodu, boring fight decision. Yeah, who has a reach advantage? Erosa, 3 inches, let's be real. But yeah, I think Dawodu will win it. Erosa's a dog, though. Moving on up the card to the main card. Johnny Walker versus Ion Cutelaba. I'm gonna go with Johnny Walker here, man, as an underdog. Originally, I was thinking Cutelaba would KO him because Walker just has no chin. And he doesn't have a chin. But, man, Cutelaba, he's so chinny himself. Like, I kind of realized this. Before, I was kind of like, alright, Walker's chinny. Cutelaba's going to KO him with the big power he has. And he does have that big power. But Walker, recently, Cutelaba just hasn't been striking a lot. Like, he's been grappling lots of people. He grappled Jacoby ever since he got knocked out by Ankalaev. Dude hasn't been the same with striking. Like, he hasn't fought since then. He has fought since then. I don't know why I said he hasn't fought since then. He just hasn't been the same since. Like, he just been grappling non-stop. Like, against Jacoby, heavy grappling, gassed himself out. Against Clark, he looked good, but Clark, not the best. And it is good. Jacoby is looking good now. But I don't think Jacoby really expected the grappling, let's be real. I just don't see him. I really don't see him winning this. Like, Ryan Spanny fell into a guillotine. You think Walker can land some elbows? Heavy elbows? Walker's good, man. He's decent. Like, Yeah, he lost his last couple of fights here to Jamal Hill and to Thiago Santos, who just recently fought both each other. He made it close against Santos, man. Made it reasonably close against Thiago Santos. I know nothing really happened, but he still made it close against Santos. You know? And yeah, he got KO'd by Jamal Hill. It isn't a good look, but Jamal Hill is Jamal Hill. He beat Spann. He figured out Spann after even getting cracked early on. You know? And Spann arguably has more power than Cutelaba. Spann has that power, but yeah, again, Spann couldn't put out Sam Alvey, so I don't know anymore. This is risky, but I do believe Johnny Walker can legitimately win this fight. Like, Anderson put him out, but... And yeah, if Cutelaba can't KO him, he could grapple, but I think Walker can eventually get to him. Like, I think Cutelaba will gas out eventually. But I'm going to go first down KO for Johnny Walker. I'm trusting him to win. If he loses this one, though, man, I'm never picking him ever again. I'll never pick him. I don't care who it is. Devin Clark probably chins him. Not now. I think Walker beats Clark, but I'm never picking Walker again. This is just a Hail Mary. He's fighting a person where he should win. I'm fighting a guy where he should win. So this will really... Walker wins, I think. I really do. And, you know, he's 6'6". Oh, that ain't right. That ain't right. 6'6", but he'll be way taller. And, yeah. 7-inch reach advantage for him. Yeah. I'm gonna go flying knee right on the chin. I think he'll land it. Like, yeah, he's been more patient lately, but flying knee flush on the chin. Cutelaba goes out cold. And yeah, Johnny Walker flying knee. First round KO. Moving on up the card. Let's move on. Irene Aldana versus Macy Chiasson. I'm going to go Aldana first round KO. Like, a lot of people are picking, like, yeah, 29-28 decision, Aldana. You don't think she can just smack Chiasson out early on? Like, she put away Kunitskaya pretty easily. She put away, what's her name as well? What's her name? Ketlin Vieira easily. You don't think she can just get a first round KO? Like, she knocked Ketlin Vieira out cold. I just don't... Like, Vieira's looking good now. She beat Holly Holm and Meerschaert. Arguably, she lost to Holly Holm, according to the rules. But, yeah, Aldana lost to Holly Holm. But I don't see Chiasson outboxing her. There's no way that's going to happen. Chiasson ain't going to box her. Look at Chiasson striking. Yeah, she looked good against Dumont, but it ain't a good look, you know. Just ain't a good look. Guillotine lost to Raquel Pennington. You know? Cool. And you made it close to get Marion Renault. And Shady Young. Cool. Cool, dude. I think Aldana beats her. She's 34 years old, but I think she'll get it done. I really do. First round KO. Big overhand. Puts Chiasson's lights out. And I just... Like, yeah, she got blocked by Holly Holm and kind of beat up, but Holly Holm back then was pretty good. So, yeah. And I know she lost to Raquel Pennington as well, but also made it close. I think Chiasson's going to lose. Badly. So, yeah. I think Aldana gets it done pretty easily. I think the odds should be way more wider. We'll see what happens. So, moving on up the card. Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez. Kevin Holland. I think first round KO. Easy. I like Daniel Rodriguez. I think he's a good fighter. Again, he's 35. Last time he fought was a year ago against Kevin Lee. I just don't see it going well for him, man. I like Kevin Holland. I like Daniel Rodriguez. I think he's good. He's a fan favorite. I just don't see him winning this one, man. Really don't. He's getting older. And if he wanted to make some kind of rise to the top of the welterweight division, it had to have been now. If I'm honest with you. Not now, but like when he fought Preston Parsons, Kevin Lee, it kind of had him in that frame. This layoff killed that completely. His broken hand against Kevin Lee, a broken knuckle I think he had as well. 3 surgeries I think he said on the Schmoes interview. But man, that killed it. So even if he wins against Kevin Holland, he's going to have to be straight up jumping up. Like, hey, the loser, Bilal versus Brady, let's go. You know, he needs to do that. He can't just fight, oh, we're going to fight, Muslim Salikov. No. Alright, no. I think Salikov has a fight, but some, like the winner of Ponzinibbio Lawler. You know? That's not, you can't do that. Or Brian Barberina. We can't look at that. No. Look at the loser, Bilal Brady. And I just don't see it going well here. I think Kevin Holland's got this one. He's been completely opposite. He's been straight up active, Kevin Holland. I'm going to go through him right now. Like, first off, he fought welterweight debut. Alex Oliveira in March. Good KO there. Didn't take much damage. Second round, Darce choke submission win over Tim Means in June. He didn't take much damage there. And Tim Means, he beat a good Tim Means as well. Maybe he didn't fight a great Oliveira, Alex Oliveira, but he fought a good Tim Means on a good winning streak. And he was a good win there. He got Darce. And even if Rodriguez does win, I mean, even if he does go out there and get the job done, I just don't see him grappling Kevin Holland. And I don't think Holland's going to grapple. I think it'll be a stand-up fight. If anyone's going to grapple, I think Holland will be like, I think Holland will do it to make a point, in a funny point. Because, oh, I improved my takedown defense. Now I'm grappling. You know, but I don't think he'll do that. I really will be pissed at him if he actually does that. Because the stand-up here is really interesting. But he did go Mike Perry, Daniel Rodriguez, and Preston Parsons. But it's Parsons. And even if Holland does, I don't see Holland getting KO'd here. You took Joaquin Buckley's best shots. You know, Buckley's short notice debut. Like, I just don't see it going well. Plus, he KO'd Buckley. Holland KO'd Buckley. Buckley's got a great chin. Holland has a lot of power. You know? And Buckley, we just seen yesterday against Nassourdine Imavov. Dude took Imavov's best shots. Holland has a lot of power. And yeah, I used to think Buckley was chinny, but I think he'll go out there and beat Daniel Rodriguez. First round TKO. And even if Rodriguez rocks him, maybe drops him, he could go for the finish. But if Holland rocks Rodriguez and Rodriguez shoots, Darce chokes over, he's there. So I'm going to go Kevin Holland, getting this one done. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Moving on up the card. Moving on. What's up the card? Oh, the common event. Liang versus Tony Ferguson. I think Tony's going to get... Actually, I've been thinking a lot, Nor. I'm going to go decision. I'm going to go decision here for Lee. I was just about to say Tony was about to get KO, but then I was like, you know what? Lee's going to beat him by decision. I don't see Lee putting him out, man. Like, Chandler, I understand you can maybe say, no, Tony, it won't be the same after the Chandler fight, but Chandler landed a flush kick that would KO anyone. That would put anyone out cold. Even the person that's in the UFC. Like, even the best chin ever. Like, that would, maybe not like the big guys, but that usually would put someone out cold. You know, that would put Adesanya out cold. That'd put maybe Ngannou, but probably not. But that would put, I don't know, who's the welterweight champ? Edwards out cold. That'd put the current champ out cold and nobody, vacant. But yeah, that'd put anyone out cold. You know, Tony got kicked badly, but that was one kick. You know, it isn't a good look, but I don't see Lee actually just KOing him with one punch. I think Lee has to do something crazy like Chandler did. Yeah, Lee has that power, and yeah, he could put him out, and I know he put him out Ponzinibbio, but Ponzinibbio, long layoff. First off, long layoff. I just don't see him. I think he'll go out there and win against Ferguson by decision. I think he'll use some wrestling here and there, improve some wrestling. And Chimaev's not bad. That's not a bad loss. Not a bad loss. You know? Chimaev is legit about one fight away from a title shot. And he put Ponzinibbio away, who's looking decent. Ponzinibbio since then beat Miguel Baeza, two close fights against people that are looking good. Jeff Neal and Mikel Pereira. And Muslim Salikov was on a streak, and he put him away. Staying active as well. I like it for Lee. I think he'll get this one done. He's finally getting a good big name. You know, he had that against Magny, but he failed. Bonzibio, he freaking got correct. But he's finally getting that legend name. I mean, Chimaev is a big name, but that legend, you know, lame. You know, like if he got Lawler, it would be the same thing, Robbie Lawler. But yeah, I think he'll get this one done. Decision win. At 30-27, just beating Tony Ferguson. Moving on up the card to the main event. Khamzat Chimaev versus Nate Diaz. Chimaev is going to destroy him in round 1. Easily. I don't see this going well at all for Diaz. Sure, in an alternate universe, in some universe, Diaz can go out there and just win and get it done. But I just don't see a chance here for Diaz. Like, yeah, we all said Tuivasa has no chance against Gon. And look, he had a good showing, but it's different. That's heavyweight. Things can happen. And even then, Gon came back and won. I know there's been upsets in UFC, but I just swear to you, I just don't see Diaz having a big chance here. The odds are crazy, but in a world I understand, because I genuinely don't believe Diaz will win. Like, and maybe you can be saying, oh, Chimaev's going to beat him. But yeah, again, I just think the only people are picking Diaz is Diaz fanboys. Like, yeah, Khamzat had a hard showing against Gilbert Burns and struggled there, but Gilbert's a tough fight for everyone, let's be real. Even when he loses. Usman, he had a tough fight. I mean, against Usman kind of made it look easy, but other than that big dropping moment from Burns, which is kind of emotional and a little bit scared out there, Usman, I just don't see Khamzat going out there and getting KO'd. Like, Diaz doesn't have much power. Yeah, he rocked Edwards, but with one perfect shot. And Edwards don't have the best chins, but don't have the best of chins. Let's be real. And I just don't see Khamzat losing. Like, he destroyed Liang, who's looking very good now. And I just don't see Khamzat losing this, man. I really don't. Diaz, I know he had that moment against Edwards. I understand he had that big moment against Leon Edwards. But, yeah, again, he got destroyed first 4 rounds. Like, it's not like we're gonna ignore that. Got destroyed first 4 rounds. And Masvidal, people are saying maybe Diaz would have came back against Masvidal. Masvidal slowing down, but you're taking the beating early. Not a good sign, man. Every fight, I just don't see him winning this one. Like, yeah, he beat Pettis, but I think he was just a little bit big for Pettis. And I just don't see him winning. He's 37, he's older. This is going to be his last fight. I mean, if he wins this, you kind of have to give him a title shot against Edwards if Usman isn't fully recovered. And if Diaz doesn't take much damage here. But you know he's going to get cut open early. Beat up. And to be honest, I think Khamzat's good enough, man. I think he's big. And I think he's going to destroy Diaz early. 9 years younger. And he's 2 inches taller. 70. I bet you at the weigh-in, Chimaev will kind of tower him. I bet you. Diaz has a reach advantage, but that's about it. And a better chin. But does he have a better chin? Khamzat looks like he has a great chin. Diaz, kind of loose chin, but he still takes the shots. I just don't see Khamzat losing at all, man. I really don't. And Diaz, I don't think will out-grapple him. Even if Khamzat's tired, I just don't see it. Burns wasn't able to do it. I know Diaz arguably has better cardio than Burns, and I know Khamzat got dropped, but man, you know Burns would whoop Diaz as well. You just know that. Burns won't get KO'd. I'll make an individual breakdown of this tomorrow. Prediction breakdown of this tomorrow. Same with Tony Ferguson and Liang and Holland Rodriguez later this week, but I just think Khamzat's going to be too good for him, man. Too good. I think, first off, they're going to take him down, and just completely dominate Nate. I really do. And I think he'll go, I don't know what I'm going to go with. Sub or ground and pound. I don't know what he's going to go for. I think he should go ground and pound just to make a point by smashing Diaz with his own hands, other than going for a rear naked. But I think he might go rear naked. I don't know. Either way, I think he'll get one of them. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching this. The full card predictions for UFC 279, Chimaev versus Diaz. And yeah, I think all my picks. Hopefully all my picks are correct. And yeah, I think the whole main card side will win. Chimaev, Lee, Holland, Aldana, and Walker. Whole left side. I think the whole left side will win. All the right side will lose. Yeah. Peace.